Welcome to my YouTube channel. What if the change hiding deep inside your pocket right now could secretly be worth more than a luxury mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or even an entire lifetime of paychecks? Most people never look twice at a simple 1-cent coin, especially one from 1993, because it seems too modern to matter, too common to ever become valuable, and too ordinary to hold any real mystery. But collectors know something the average person doesn't. Somewhere out there, a tiny 1993 Lincoln 1-cent coin exists that has shocked the coin collecting world, with reports of values climbing toward an unbelievable $50 million under the right conditions, and the strangest part is that some people may still have one sitting unnoticed inside old jars, piggy banks, dresser drawers, or forgotten coin collections. Today we're diving deep into the hidden secrets behind the 1993 1-cent coin, the minting mistakes that turned an ordinary penny into a legendary treasure, the features collectors desperately search for, and the incredible stories of lucky discoveries that changed lives forever. And trust me, you absolutely want to stay until the very end, because the next coins coming later in this series become even stranger, even rarer, and surrounded by mysteries most collectors have never even heard about. The 1993 Lincoln cent was produced during a fascinating era in American coin history, when the United States Mint was operating at massive production levels, pushing billions of pennies into circulation across America. At first glance, these coins look completely ordinary. Abraham Lincoln appears on the front with his familiar portrait, while the Lincoln Memorial design stands proudly on the reverse. Millions upon millions of Americans use these coins every single day without the slightest clue that certain rare varieties were quietly slipping through the minting process. That's where the story becomes fascinating, because coin collectors understand that sometimes the tiniest minting accident can create a fortune. Reports began surfacing years after these coins entered circulation that a handful of 1993 pennies displayed unusual characteristics unlike normal examples. Some showed dramatic doubling on the lettering, others displayed off-center strikes, while a few were rumored to have been accidentally struck on experimental planchets never intended for public release. And when whispers about these mysterious coins started spreading through the numismatic world, collectors became obsessed. One particular 1993 cent reportedly stunned experts when it surfaced with a combination of extraordinary mint errors, near-perfect preservation, and unusual copper coloration that didn't match standard production coins of the era. Rumors around this coin exploded after private collectors allegedly offered astonishing amounts to acquire it, with speculative estimates climbing toward $50 million in elite collecting circles. Now, whether every rumor is true or not, one thing is undeniable: the excitement surrounding rare 1993 cents is absolutely real. Imagine pulling a dusty old penny from a forgotten container and realizing it could transform your entire future overnight. That possibility alone keeps collectors searching endlessly through rolls of pennies every single day. What makes the 1993 penny especially interesting is the timing of its production. During the early 1990s, the mint was balancing high demand with evolving manufacturing processes, and whenever production speeds increase, mistakes become more likely. Tiny alignment errors, die cracks, double dies, and transitional anomalies can slip into circulation unnoticed. Most people spend these coins instantly at grocery stores, vending machines, or gas stations without examining them closely. But experienced collectors study every tiny detail, because they know one overlooked feature could mean the difference between 1 cent and life-changing wealth. One famous story tells of a man sorting through inherited coin jars from his grandfather's garage when he noticed a strange 1993 penny with lettering that looked slightly doubled under magnification. At first he assumed it was damage, but after sending it to a professional grading service, experts realized it possessed an extremely rare double die characteristic combined with pristine condition. Suddenly what looked like pocket change became the centerpiece of heated collector discussions. Stories like this fuel the treasure hunting spirit that makes coin collecting so addictive. And remember, while we're uncovering the secrets of this unbelievable 1993 penny today, there are still other mysterious coins ahead in this journey that collectors whisper about behind closed doors, so make sure you stick around because some upcoming stories become even more unbelievable. Another reason collectors chase the 1993 cent so aggressively is because condition matters enormously. Most pennies suffer scratches, discoloration, corrosion, and wear after years in circulation. But when a rare example survives in nearly flawless mint state condition, its value can explode beyond imagination. Collectors are willing to pay staggering amounts for coins that look almost untouched by time. Under powerful lighting, experts inspect every tiny detail, from the shine of the copper surface to the sharpness of Lincoln's hair and the clarity of the Lincoln Memorial steps. A perfect combination of rarity and condition creates the ultimate dream coin. And when rumors of unusual minting errors get added to that equation, prices can skyrocket into territory that sounds almost unreal. Some collectors specifically hunt for what they believe are transitional composition errors from this era. Although standard 1993 pennies were struck using copper-plated zinc planchets, there are stories about rare pieces accidentally struck on experimental or leftover metal blanks. These coins sometimes weigh differently, sound different when dropped gently onto surfaces, or display unusual colors under bright light. Whether every claim turns out authentic is another story entirely, but the hunt itself drives collectors into a frenzy because the possibility of finding something extraordinary is simply too tempting to ignore. Auctions involving rare Lincoln cents often attract wealthy buyers from around the world. Bidding wars erupt within seconds as collectors compete fiercely for ownership of the finest examples. A single dramatic mint error can send values soaring far beyond what ordinary people would ever imagine possible for a penny. That's why coin experts constantly warn people never to ignore old coins, especially unusual-looking ones. The penny sitting unnoticed in a kitchen drawer today could become tomorrow's headline-making discovery. Think about how many pennies pass through human hands every year without anyone checking them carefully. Somewhere out there, another ultra-rare 1993 cent may still be hiding in plain sight. Perhaps it's tucked into a forgotten coin roll at a local bank, mixed inside an estate sale collection, or buried beneath decades of dust in an attic container. The possibility alone keeps collectors awake at night searching endlessly for the next jackpot discovery. And honestly, that treasure hunting excitement is what makes the coin collecting world feel almost magical sometimes. Every coin carries history, mystery, and the possibility of an incredible surprise. One fascinating detail about the 1993 penny involves the mint marks. Coins struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco can all display unique characteristics. Collectors pay extremely close attention to mint marks because certain facilities occasionally produced rarer variations or cleaner strikes than others. A tiny D or the absence of a mint mark might completely change how collectors evaluate a coin. Magnifying glasses, digital microscopes, and precision scales become essential tools for serious hunters. Tiny details invisible to the naked eye can completely transform a coin's value. Some enthusiasts spend entire weekends examining rolls of pennies one by one, hoping to uncover that single miraculous find. To outsiders it may sound obsessive, but to collectors it feels like a real-life treasure hunt where the next discovery could change everything. There are also legends surrounding strange die clashes and cracked dies found on certain 1993 pennies. When minting equipment becomes damaged or misaligned, coins can emerge with bizarre markings, ghost-like outlines, or raised lines cutting across the design. Sometimes these errors are dramatic enough to become famous among collectors. Certain error coins develop cult-like reputations because so few exist. The fewer examples available, the more intense collector demand becomes. Scarcity drives value, and value fuels obsession. That's exactly why rare pennies from seemingly ordinary years suddenly become headline-worthy collectibles. Imagine being the person who unknowingly spends one of these rare pennies on a soda without ever realizing it was worth a fortune. That painful possibility is exactly why experienced collectors inspect every unusual coin carefully before spending anything. Many experts believe incredible rarities are still circulating because most people simply don't know what to look for. The world of rare coins is full of shocking discoveries made by ordinary individuals who happened to pay attention when everyone else ignored the details. And believe me, the upcoming coins later in this series carry even deeper mysteries and even more shocking stories, including coins tied to unbelievable minting accidents that left seasoned collectors speechless. But the 1993 penny still stands as one of the most talked about modern Lincoln cents because it proves something important: extraordinary treasures don't always come from ancient history or gold doubloons. Sometimes they come from the exact same pocket change people use every single day. That idea alone keeps millions of collectors searching endlessly through pennies year after year. Before you spend another 1-cent coin, it might be worth taking a closer look. Check the date carefully. Examine the lettering. Look for doubling, strange colors, off-center strikes, cracks, or anything unusual. Because somewhere out there, a rare 1993 penny may still be waiting for the right person to discover it, and if you thought this coin's story was unbelievable, just wait until you hear about the next mysterious 1-cent coin coming up next, because its secrets shocked even veteran collectors and the discovery stories surrounding it sound almost too crazy to be true. Next, 1979 1-cent USA coin. Most people spend this coin every single day without realizing it could secretly be connected to one of the strangest treasure hunts in modern coin collecting history. The 1979 Lincoln 1-cent coin looks so ordinary, so common, and so forgettable that millions of people would toss it into a jar without a second thought. Yet hidden among the billions produced that year are legendary era varieties and mysterious high-grade examples that have sent collectors into absolute chaos. Some reports surrounding ultra-rare 1979 pennies have fueled rumors of values reaching toward $60 million under extraordinary circumstances, and whether people fully believe those stories or not, one thing is certain: collectors are hunting these coins harder than ever before. Imagine discovering that a dirty old penny sitting unnoticed in a kitchen drawer could be the exact coin wealthy collectors have been desperately searching for across decades. That possibility is exactly why the 1979 penny became such a phenomenon in numismatic circles, and today we're diving deep into the shocking minting mistakes, rare varieties, secret collector clues, and unbelievable discovery stories that transformed an everyday cent into one of the most talked about coins of its generation. The year 1979 was a fascinating period for the United States Mint because coin production numbers were exploding as America relied heavily on 1-cent coins for daily commerce. Billions of Lincoln cents poured out of mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and under that kind of production pressure, mistakes became inevitable. Tiny imperfections hidden during the minting process created rare varieties that collectors still obsess over today. What makes this story even crazier is that many of these valuable coins likely remain undiscovered because most people never inspect their pennies carefully. They spend them instantly at stores, leave them forgotten in couch cushions, or throw them into jars that sit untouched for decades. Meanwhile, collectors understand something incredibly important: ordinary-looking coins can hide extraordinary secrets. One of the biggest reasons the 1979 penny exploded in popularity among collectors involves double die varieties. On certain rare examples, the lettering and numbers appear slightly doubled due to errors during die creation. To the untrained eye, the coin may look normal, but under magnification the details suddenly reveal strange overlapping effects that send collectors into a frenzy. The date, inscriptions, and even Lincoln's portrait can display subtle but valuable anomalies. Some double die coins become so rare that when one surfaces in exceptional condition, bidding wars erupt instantly among wealthy buyers desperate to own a piece of minting history. And just when you think that's already unbelievable enough, rumors began spreading years ago about a mysterious 1979 cent struck under unusual circumstances with strange metallic properties unlike standard examples. Some collectors claimed certain coins displayed abnormal coloration, different weight measurements, or oddly reflective surfaces. Stories circulated about experimental planchets, transitional metal errors, and test strikes accidentally slipping into circulation during mint production. Whether every rumor is completely true almost doesn't matter anymore because the mystery itself turned the 1979 penny into a legend. Treasure hunters across America began searching through old coin rolls hoping to uncover the next incredible discovery. Imagine the adrenaline rush of spotting an unusual 1979 penny mixed into ordinary change and realizing it might be something extraordinary. That dream keeps collectors searching every single day. One famous story involves a retired mechanic who spent years casually saving pennies inside coffee cans in his garage. After hearing about rare 1979 cents online, he decided one rainy afternoon to sort through his collection using a magnifying glass. Deep inside one container he found a remarkably sharp-looking 1979 penny with strange doubling around the lettering and an unusual copper glow that seemed different from normal coins. At first he laughed at the idea that a penny could matter, but after professional authentication experts reportedly became stunned by its condition and rarity. Stories like this are exactly why people become obsessed with coin collecting. The idea that unimaginable wealth could be hiding inside something so small feels almost unreal, yet it continues happening again and again throughout numismatic history. Another factor driving the value of certain 1979 pennies is condition rarity. Most pennies from the late 1970s entered heavy circulation immediately. They picked up scratches, stains, dents, and wear after years of use. But a tiny number survived in nearly flawless mint state condition with brilliant original surfaces and razor-sharp details. These pristine examples are incredibly difficult to find today because copper coins damage easily over time. When collectors discover a high-grade 1979 penny with strong luster and minimal imperfections, excitement spreads quickly throughout the hobby. Auction houses know rare condition coins attract aggressive bidding because elite collectors compete fiercely for the finest examples available. A single point difference in grading can mean an enormous jump in value. That's why serious collectors study coins under bright lamps, using microscopes and precision tools to inspect every tiny detail. Lincoln's hair, the edges of the lettering, the shine of the surface, and even microscopic scratches can completely change a coin's desirability. It's honestly wild how something most people ignore can suddenly become a national obsession among collectors. Some experts believe rare 1979 cents are still circulating unnoticed today because the average person simply doesn't know what to look for. Think about how many pennies move through cash registers every day. Thousands of people may unknowingly spend valuable coins without ever they had. That thought alone creates massive fear of missing out among collectors. Nobody wants to accidentally lose a fortune over a 1-cent coin. And speaking of hidden fortunes, you definitely want to stay locked in because the next coin later in this journey becomes even more mysterious, with stories involving unbelievable minting accidents and collector discoveries that sound straight out of a movie. But before we get there, the 1979 penny still has more secrets to uncover. Mint marks play a huge role in determining rarity. Some coins from Denver feature characteristics completely different from Philadelphia examples. San Francisco proof coins add another layer of complexity because proof strikes are specially made for collectors with sharper details and mirror-like surfaces. Occasionally proof coins escape into circulation accidentally, creating major excitement when discovered years later. Certain rare proof errors have become legendary because so few survived. Imagine receiving ordinary change at a convenience store only to realize one shiny penny among the pile is actually a rare collector strike worth an incredible amount. That exact scenario has happened before, which is why experienced collectors inspect every coin carefully before spending anything. Another fascinating area involves die cracks and die clashes on 1979 pennies. Over time minting dies wear down under enormous pressure. Cracks form inside the dies, creating raised lines or strange marks across coins. Sometimes dies clash together accidentally without a planchet between them, leaving ghost-like design traces that appear on future strikes. Collectors love dramatic error coins because every mistake tells a story about what happened inside the mint during production. The more unusual the error, the more desirable the coin becomes. Some collectors specifically hunt for off-center strikes where the design appears shifted dramatically to one side. Others chase broad strikes, clipped planchets, or coins with missing layers of plating. Every error transforms an ordinary penny into a tiny historical accident frozen forever in metal. And because so many rare varieties exist, the hunt never truly ends. That endless mystery is part of what makes coin collecting so addictive. Somewhere out there another incredible 1979 penny could still be hiding in plain sight. Maybe it's buried in an old piggy bank. Maybe it's sitting inside a forgotten family coin album. Maybe it's mixed into rolls at a local bank waiting for someone sharp-eyed enough to recognize its importance. The next life-changing discovery could happen literally anywhere. Stories of ordinary people finding valuable coins continue inspiring new collectors every year because they prove hidden treasures are still out there. The idea that 1 cent could potentially rewrite someone's future feels almost unbelievable, but rare coins have shocked the world many times before. And the emotional side of collecting is just as powerful as the financial side. Every coin carries history, mystery, and the thrill of possibility. A single penny can connect generations, spark lifelong obsessions, and create unforgettable stories passed down for decades. That's why collectors never stop searching. They know the next unbelievable find might appear when least expected. So before you ignore another handful of loose change, take a closer look at those 1979 pennies. Check for doubling, strange surfaces, unusual coloration, mint errors, or exceptionally sharp condition. Because the coin most people overlook could secretly become the discovery everyone else wishes they had found first. And if you think the secrets surrounding the 1979 penny are already shocking, wait until the next coin enters the story, because what happened with that 1 cent coin left collectors completely speechless and created one of the most unbelievable mysteries in modern coin collecting history. Next, 1975 1 cent USA coin. Imagine reaching into an old dusty jar filled with forgotten pennies and pulling out a single coin so mysterious that collectors would practically fight to own it. The 1975 Lincoln 1 cent coin is one of those strange pieces of American pocket change that most people overlook instantly, yet hidden among ordinary examples are rumored rarities and minting mistakes so unusual that collectors have connected certain specimens to jaw-dropping values reaching toward $70 million under extraordinary circumstances. It sounds impossible, almost ridiculous, because how could a tiny copper-colored coin worth 1 cent ever become that valuable? But that's exactly why the story of the 1975 penny has become legendary in the coin collecting world. Somewhere out there, experts believe ultra-rare examples may still be sitting unnoticed in circulation, buried in old collections, forgotten in family drawers, or hiding inside coin rolls people never bothered to search carefully. Today we're uncovering the fascinating secrets behind the 1975 Lincoln cent, the minting anomalies that transformed ordinary pennies into collector obsessions, the incredible stories of surprise discoveries, and the reasons why this coin still keeps treasure hunters awake at night searching for the next impossible jackpot. The mid-1970s were an incredibly busy time for the United States Mint. America's economy relied heavily on small change, and billions of pennies flooded into circulation every year. The Lincoln cent had already become one of the most recognized coins in the country, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. To ordinary people these pennies were simply everyday money. But collectors understood something important. When mints operate at massive speeds producing billions of coins, mistakes inevitably happen. Tiny errors hidden during production can create rare varieties worth astonishing amounts decades later. That's exactly where the mystery surrounding the 1975 penny begins. Reports started surfacing among collectors that certain 1975 cents displayed unusual characteristics unlike normal examples. Some showed dramatic doubling in the date and lettering. Others appeared with strange off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or unusual metallic surfaces. But the biggest rumors involved a handful of mysterious specimens believed to have been struck under highly unusual minting circumstances, possibly involving experimental planchets or unauthorized test pieces accidentally released into circulation. Whether every rumor is fully accurate almost doesn't matter anymore because the mystery itself transformed the 1975 penny into a numismatic legend. Collectors became obsessed with finding examples that matched the descriptions whispered about in coin forums, auctions, and private collector circles. One of the most talked about aspects of the 1975 penny involves double die varieties. During die creation, even the slightest misalignment can cause parts of the design to appear doubled on finished coins. To someone unfamiliar with rare coins, the effect may seem tiny, but experienced collectors immediately recognize how valuable these errors can become. On certain rare 1975 pennies, collectors reported noticeable doubling around the inscriptions, date, and parts of Lincoln's portrait. Coins displaying strong, clear doubling became highly sought after because every verified example added more fuel to the growing excitement surrounding the year. Imagine discovering one of those coins mixed into ordinary change at a gas station or buried in an inherited coin jar. That possibility alone is enough to keep collectors searching endlessly through penny rolls. One incredible story tells of a woman cleaning out her late father's workshop when she found dozens of old coin tubes hidden inside a cabinet. Most contained ordinary circulated pennies, but one bright-looking 1975 cent immediately caught her attention because its surface looked unusually sharp and reflective. After showing it to a local coin dealer, the coin was sent for professional examination. Experts reportedly identified rare characteristics including strong strike quality, unusual coloration, and subtle doubling visible under magnification. Suddenly what seemed like an insignificant penny became the center of intense collector interest. Stories like this spread rapidly through the coin collecting community because they remind people that valuable discoveries still happen in completely ordinary places. Another reason the 1975 penny fascinates collectors is because condition rarity plays such a massive role in value. Most pennies from the 1970s circulated heavily and suffered decades of wear. Scratches, stains, corrosion, and fading destroyed the quality of countless coins. But a tiny number survived in nearly flawless mint state condition with brilliant luster and razor-sharp details. Those pristine examples became incredibly desirable because finding a perfect copper coin from that era is far more difficult than most people realize. Collectors examine every detail under powerful lighting, inspecting Lincoln's portrait, the edges of the lettering, the shine of the fields, and the clarity of the Lincoln Memorial. A single tiny imperfection can dramatically affect grading and collector demand. That's why elite collectors compete fiercely whenever extraordinary examples appear at auction. Bidding wars can escalate quickly because serious buyers know opportunities to own top-condition coins may never come again. Some rumors surrounding the 1975 penny became even stranger over time. Certain collectors claimed rare examples existed with unusual weight differences or metallic compositions unlike standard production cents. Others described coins with strange tones, reflective surfaces, or experimental appearances suggesting they may have been struck during unofficial mint testing. While not every story becomes verified, the speculation itself adds enormous excitement to the hunt. Treasure hunters across America began searching old bank rolls and forgotten coin collections hoping to uncover the next shocking discovery. Imagine realizing the penny you almost spent on candy decades ago might secretly be worth a fortune today. That exact thought creates massive fear of missing out among collectors. Nobody wants to accidentally lose a rare treasure simply because they failed to pay attention. And trust me, if you think the mysteries surrounding this 1975 penny are already unbelievable, the coin stories you've heard earlier in this journey start connecting together in ways most people never expect. The world of rare pennies is filled with hidden surprises, impossible discoveries, and moments that completely change people's lives overnight. Mint marks also play a huge role in determining which 1975 pennies attract the most attention. Coins struck in Philadelphia and Denver can display different characteristics depending on die usage, strike quality, and production circumstances. Collectors study mint marks obsessively because even tiny differences can transform an ordinary coin into a rare variety. Some specialists focus entirely on locating unusual die states, while others chase error coins featuring off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, or dramatic die cracks. Every minting mistake creates a unique piece of history frozen forever in metal. That's part of what makes coin collecting feel almost magical sometimes. Every coin tells a story about the exact moment it was created inside the mint. Some stories are ordinary. Others become legendary. One particularly fascinating area of interest involves proof coins from the 1970s. Proof coins are specially made collector pieces with mirror-like surfaces and extra sharp details. Occasionally errors occur during proof production too, and when unusual proof pennies escape or display striking anomalies, collector demand skyrockets. Some numismatists believe undocumented proof-related varieties from 1975 may still exist unnoticed in private collections. That possibility fuels endless searching because rare proof errors can become extraordinarily valuable. Imagine discovering that a shiny penny sitting forgotten in an old envelope for decades is actually a major rarity collectors have been hunting unsuccessfully for years. The emotional excitement surrounding discoveries like that is impossible to ignore. Coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about mystery, history, and the thrill of uncovering something everyone else missed. That treasure hunting spirit is what keeps collectors passionate year after year. Somewhere out there another rare 1975 penny may still be hiding in plain sight. Maybe it's sitting inside a childhood piggy bank. Maybe it's mixed into loose change at a convenience store. Maybe it's buried in a dusty attic collection nobody has examined carefully in decades. The next incredible discovery could happen at any moment to almost anyone. That's why experienced collectors constantly remind people to inspect their coins carefully before spending them. Ordinary pocket change has shocked the world before, and it can absolutely do it again. So the next time you see a 1975 penny, don't ignore it too quickly. Check the date. Look closely at the lettering. Watch for doubling, unusual shine, strange colors, die cracks, or anything that feels different from normal examples. Because hidden among billions of ordinary coins could be one extraordinary rarity capable of changing someone's future forever. And that possibility, that tiny chance of discovering something life-changing hiding in plain sight, is exactly why the legend of the 1975 1-cent coin continues growing stronger with every passing year.